So we're coming to start the class, if you can, sitting back on your heels. So you might find that very comfortable. It's a nice stretch for the front of the feet. But you might find that you want to place something underneath your sitting bones or even roll up blanket in your knee crease. As we come to settle for the beginning of this practice. Palms down on the thighs. And I don't know if anybody stays for the full 2 hours, but if you have just done the shoulder, neck, upper body release practice, maybe noticing as you sit here any of the effects of that practice and bringing them over into this Hatha flow, which is quite a different focus. And allowing yourself to settle into the body. Settle into the stream of your breath. Noticing how there's a density to your lower body in contact with the floor beneath you. And from that density, from that solidity, can you feel a brightening of your chest, a lightening up the spine, up through the top of your head? And noticing the flow of a natural breath, stream of a natural breath. And if you've just joined me and you would like to set yourself an intention for this practice, this would be the time to do it. Whatever you're working on personally at the moment, on the mat, off the mat. Is it a part of your body? Is it a relationship? Is it a particular emotional state? Knowing that this practice can really enable you to be with whatever's present for you. Without turning away. Welcoming in all physical sensation. Welcoming in all emotion. However disagreeable it might seem, or not. Bringing the palms of your hands together at the heart space. And taking a breath in as you feel the warmth of your hands touch. And breathing out gently, bowing your head chin to your chest. And breathing in, lifting your head gently, opening your eyes. And bringing your hands down in front of you. And taking your knees underneath your hips. You're going to slide your left hand out in front and your right leg out behind you. Toes are curled under, you're on your left fingertips. And your right hand is directly underneath your shoulder, so a lovely strong axis here. Long spine. And then breathing in, lifting your left arm and your right leg and pushing through the right heel as you pull through the left fingertips. Lift a little from the inner thigh. And take a couple of breaths and just notice the stability and the strength here. Without even trying too hard, soften the face, breathe in. And then breathe out, lower your left hand and your right toes. Take a breath in. And then breathe out. Bring your hand and your knee back again. Beautiful. And then breathing in, lifting the right leg up behind you. And breathing out, knee to nose, and really arch the spine up, front body into the back body. And then breathing in, lift your leg up behind you. You can even arch a little here. And breathe out, bring your knee close to your armpit. So we did this last week, crunching the side waist. And breathing in, lift the leg up behind you. And on the breath out, sweeping your leg to the left, curling your toes under, pressing them into the floor and pushing your heel away as you look over your left shoulder. Breathing in, lift your right leg up behind you. And breathe out, knee to nose. And breathe in, lifting your leg up behind you. And breathe out, knee to armpit. Lovely and steady. Breathing in, leg up behind you. And breathe out, sweep your leg round to the left, look over your shoulder, push the heel away. Last time on this side, breathing in, lift the right leg. Knee to nose, breathe out. Breathing in, lift the right leg. And bring your knee to armpit, breathe out. And breathe in, lift the right leg. And breathe out, sweep the leg to the left, look over the left shoulder, push the heel away. And then swinging that right leg up one more time, inhale, really open the chest. And exhale, drop the knee down. And curling your toes under, just sit slowly back towards your heels. You might take your arms out in front of you a little bit more, spreading your fingers. And inhaling, lift your knees, shoot your bottom out behind you, and slowly make your way into a downward dog. Slowly make your way into a downward dog for 5 breaths, finding your way, bending your knees, straightening them either together or one at a time. Breathing steady. If you love your ujjayi, breathe your ujjayi. I'm not going to teach it today. On the next inhalation, lift your heels and ripple yourself from your navel, ripple yourself to a plank. And exhale, drop your knees, release your toes, and roll down all the way over the front of your body. And slide your hands out in front of you, palms are facing down, forehead comes to the mat. And take a moment to feel the body here. On the next breath in, lifting both arms and both legs. And as you breathe out, slide your elbows down towards your hips. And as you breathe in, lengthen through the fingertips. So overarch your neck back. Exhale, elbows down the side. And then breathe in. Really feel the shoulder blades. Again, exhale, slide down. And then release your hands down, release your legs. Forehead comes down. Take a breath in and out. And then slide your arms forward so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders and come up to a sphinx. And you can bring your palms together. Just taking a moment here to settle, to breathe. Maybe feeling a little bit of a compression now in the lower spine. So that cobra we did with the moving arms was getting into our thoracic spine, just inside the ribs. Whereas here we're working a little bit, albeit very passively, into the lumbar spine, the lowest part. See how soft you can become, how receptive, how passive. Really soft across the cheekbones. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, take your elbows out, bring your chest down. You're going to slide your hands to your ribs and push yourself to all fours and into a very brief child's pose. It's a very slow flow today. Take a moment to feel the body in the child pose. Feel right through to your fingertips, right back to your toes and your sitting bones, and breathe. How are you feeling tonight? What kind of a day have you had? How are you managing all this uncertainty? Goes up and down. And then bring yourself to all fours. Slide your right foot away and your left hand away. And take a breath in and lift both again. And this time look over your left shoulder and tap your right foot with your left fingertips. And we do that 3 times. Breathe in, lengthen out. Breathe out, tap. Breathe in, lengthen out. This time you might tap, or you might like to hold the foot, push the foot into the hand, look over that left shoulder and come into a little bit of a squeezy back bend. One more breath in. And then breathe out, release the hand and the knee down. And then sliding that right leg away again, lifting it up, breathe in. And this time open the hip a little as you drop the right foot down past the left. You're going to come into gate, so you're going to need to swivel the left foreleg out behind you and come up to facing the long end of your mat. So probably your right big toe is level with your left knee. And take your right hand down the thigh. And breathe in, lift up the left arm. Find length in the side body. And then breathe out, slide your way just a little bit over to the right. So let's feel our way into gate, Parigasana. What you want here is to draw the tailbone down, tilt the pelvis back, so a little bit of a lift of the pubic bone. And this is so that you engage your abdominal core and you protect the lower back in what is a lovely side stretch. Can you feel it here in the left side of the body? Wonderful. And then inhale, come back to arms in a T shape. And exhale, will come the other way. Coming down to your left fingertips, reaching out through your right fingertips, and pressing into your right foot. As you spin the chest and you explore the stretch from the right foot right out through your fingertips today. Now this is quite enough. But if you're feeling a bit energetic, which I can tell you I am not, you might like to pour the weight a little bit more down to that left hand and lift the right leg. Lift it from the inner thigh, push the heel away, and find the strength here, find the stability. One more breath in, and then coming back the way you came, breathe out. And bring your right hand down. So just listen carefully. We're going to come into pigeon. So I want you to press into your hands and lift up the left knee. Right heel is pushing behind you. And then place the left knee right over to the left. If pigeon isn't your thing, you're going to come onto your back and take the left ankle over the right knee. Otherwise, just checking over your right shoulder that the right leg is straight. You might want to curl the toes under, lift the knee and slide back a little bit deeper. Let's just be patient here because we haven't done a lot of hip opening, so the hips might feel a little bit tender in this pigeon. And then breathe in. Can you follow the front of your spine up as you open and shine in the chest? Maybe take your head back. And then leading with the chest. Breathe out and come all the way down. Chin into your chest as you breathe in and you ripple up. Take your head back right at the end. And then come all the way down, breathing, leading with the chest. And then last time, breathing in. Come all the way up. And breathing out, come down. This time, slide your arms away. We'll have a little bit of a sleep in our pigeon. Sinking and melting down to that left hip, buttock, side of the thigh. And becoming very soft. This is a lovely pose to regain connection with the earth. Come back, down, 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 close to the earth and breathe with it. And notice where you can become soft. And we're going to very gently come out, bringing your hands back. Curl under your back toes. And from here, lift yourself up to a downward dog, just for a moment to stretch out. Breathing and lengthening and stretching. And then stepping the left foot forwards again. You can drop your knees to do that if you need to. Taking a moment in a runner's lunge, pushing through that back heel, right in the chest. And then from here, lightly stepping forwards to a forward fold. And inhaling, find a flat back and a bright chest, straight legs. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down by your sides. And breathing in, lifting your arms up. And breathe out, swan dive down. Breathing in, flat back, straight legs. And either step or jump back to your plank. And take an extra breath in. And choose your way down to the mat. You can drop your knees, or you might like to come down straight as a sit. And here, breathe in, take a mini cobra, roll the shoulders back, peel the chest up. And breathe out, come back down. Curl your toes under. Breathe in, come to all fours. And we're going to take that whole flow, slow flow, to the left. So take a moment, it's a long flow. Your body will remember it, maybe. Take your right hand out in front of you, your left leg out behind you. Make sure your left hand is right under the left shoulder. And then breathe in, lift up the right arm and the left leg. And stay here just for a couple of breaths, really pushing through that back heel, pulling through the right fingers, finding length and finding strength. One more breath in, and then slide the hand and the foot back. And bring your hand underneath your shoulder, but you can keep your left leg where it is. And then breathing in, lift the left leg up behind you. It's all right to arch here. And then breathe out, knee to nose, scoop it up. And then breathe in, lift your leg up behind you. And breathe out, knee to armpit, really scrunch the side waist. And then breathe in, lift the leg up behind you. And breathe out, take the leg round to the right. Look over your right shoulder, push through that left heel. And then breathing in, lift the leg behind you. Breathing out, knee to nose. Breathing in, lift the leg behind you. Breathing out, knee to armpit. Breathing in, lifting up behind you. Breathing out, sweeping to the right. Look over your right shoulder, push the heel away. Last time, breathe in, lift the leg. Breathe out, knee to armpit. Breathe in, lift the leg. Breathe out, I think I forgot knee to nose. Bring the leg round to the right, look over your right shoulder. And then breathe in, let's bring knee to nose, lift the leg. Breathe out, knee to nose. And then breathe in, lift your leg up behind you and drop the foot. Bring the knee back. And curl your toes under, sit back towards your heels and push yourself gently into a downward dog. Taking your time, breathing, 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 as you feel the difference now in this downward dog possibly. You can lift your heels, you can drop them. Really look for a lot of length from your armpits to your hip creases. And on the next inhalation, lift your heels and hugging the front body into the back body, ripple yourself forwards to a plank. And as you exhale, lower yourself down your way. Sliding your arms out in front of you, palms are down, forehead is down. And take a moment to breathe and feel the front of the body. Next time you inhale, lift the arms and the legs, energize through the fingertips and the toes, and exhale, slide the elbows down the side of your body. And breathe in, reach. And breathe out, slide. Really activate the back muscles, the rhomboids around the shoulder blades. Breathe in. Last time, breathe out. And take a breath in here. And relax the legs. Drop your hands. Bring your forehead down for a moment to settle and breathe into the front body. And then from here, bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. Bringing your palms together. And taking a moment in Sphinx. If this is too much compression for your lower spine, take your elbows out to the sides. Otherwise, feeling the lower spine, lovely little bit of heat, a little bit of compression there. And breathe. Very soft in the face. Open heart. And then from here, coming all the way down with your hands by your ribs now. Push yourself to all fours and into a brief child's pose. And take a moment to soften and to breathe space into the lower back after that very brief Sphinx and after all that work on all fours. And then breathing in, come back to all fours. And slide the right hand and the left foot away. And breathe in, lift both arm and leg, and then look over your right shoulder and tap the left foot with your right fingers. And breathe in, straighten out. And breathe out, tap. And breathe in, straighten out. And this time, if you want to, you can do more than tap. You could hold the foot, push the foot into the hand as you pull the hand into the foot. And find a lovely stretch here, looking over your right shoulder. Be careful of the knee. Keep drawing the knee into the midline rather than out to the side. Take one more breath in. And then release. With your left leg still out behind you. Beautiful. Take a breath in here and lift your left leg. Lift the left hip a little bit. And then plant the left foot down, coming into gate. As you walk your hands around in front of you, swivel the right foreleg behind you. And you'll come to making sure that your right knee and left big toe are in line. Lovely. And press a little bit into that left foot, left hand on the leg. And breathe in, lift up the right arm, find length. And breathe out, slide down to the left. So do you remember, to protect the lower back, you tuck the tailbone under, you lift the pubic bone. It's a little bit of a tilt back of the pelvis really is what we're doing. And there's not a lot of movement here, but maybe you can really breathe into the right side of your body in this Parigasana gate pose. I used to find this completely inaccessible, this pose, and now I love it. I'll understand if you don't. And then breathing in, come up to your arms parallel with the floor. And breathe out, we'll come down with our fingertips to the right, our left arm over the ear. And take a moment here now to really press into the left foot, to stretch out through the left fingertips. And maybe it's where you want to stay. Maybe you can pour your weight into that right hand and lift the left leg. Lift from the inner thigh, push through the heel. And breathe here, breathe, breathe, breathe. One more inhale. And then drop the foot and spring yourself all the way back up. To take both hands down to the front. So we lift up our left heel, lift up our right knee so we can come into a pigeon. If you need to come onto your back for a pigeon, it's right ankle over the left knee. So take your right knee out to the side if you're on your front. Look over your left shoulder to make sure that the left leg is lovely and long. Fingertips out by your sides. Beautiful. And then following the front of your spine, take a breath in and take a little bit of a back bend maybe, really puff up your pigeon. And breathe out, come forwards leading with your heart. Chin into your chest and breathe in, ripple up. And breathe out, come down. And breathe in, ripple up. Last time. And this time, you breathe out and you come down to sleep in your pigeon. Maybe turn your palms to face up. Very receptive as you just sink and melt into the right hip and buttock and side of the thigh. Please don't tolerate any pain in the knee. Better to lie on your back, knees bent, right ankle over the left knee, draw the legs in towards you. Pigeon on the back. And breathe. And melt. Very, very soft in the face. Right into the brain. And we're going to very, very gently come up. Very, very gently come up. Curling under your back toes and pressing yourself into a downward dog. Just to stretch out. It's fine to bend the knees, to lift up, to drop the heels, feeling the body now. And looking in between your hands and stepping your right foot forwards. Stepping your right foot forwards for a nice little simple runner's lunge, pushing through that back heel. Taking a breath or two here, lovely long spine. Breathe. And soften that back knee, gently step up to forward fold. Breathe out. And breathing in, straighten your legs, brighten up your chest as your spine becomes parallel with the floor. And breathe out here. Bring your hands to your chest, breathe in. Breathe out, come all the way to standing. And take a moment to feel the body now. Take a moment to feel the body. And on a breath in, lifting your arms up. And breathe out, fold. And breathing in, lifting your heart. And breathing out, stepping your left foot behind you. Lovely. Now you could stay here, or you might like to bring both hands now inside the right foot and drop the back knee. Maybe you can come down on your forearms, or maybe you're on your hands, but can you come to the back of your hands so that your palms are facing up? And see how much you can soften in the shoulders. Melt a little into the hips, maybe release the back toes. And breathe. Keep pressing into the ball of the right big toe. Lovely, lovely hip opening stretch. And then turn your palms down. Curl under your back toes and lift the knee. And gently walk your way around to face the long end of the mat. With your toes pointing out, your heels pointing in. And bend a little into the knees. Bring your hands to your knees and slowly lift up to Goddess. Beautiful. Take your hands inside the thighs so you can really ease the legs apart as you push into the heels. And now breathing in, straighten the left arm as you drop the left shoulder and you push the left thigh away as you look over to the right. Lovely. And then breathing into the center. And breathing out, push into the right thigh, straighten that right arm, come down to the left. Lovely. And then breathing in, come to the center. And breathe out here. Straight spine. Take a moment to feel the body. Tuck the tailbone under. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, straighten the legs and turn to face the back of your mat. The left foot forwards, the right heel raised, hands to your heart, into a version of Ashtha Chandrasana. High crescent lunge. Take a breath here as you just feel into that back leg. Only dipping as much as is right for you, and keep tilting the pelvis back rather than tilting it forwards. And then from here, expand into a full crescent lunge. Energizing through your fingertips, pushing out through that back heel. You can still bend in the back knee if you're little. Drop the tailbone, tilt the pelvis back and see if you can find a little bit of a celebration in this high crescent lunge. Beautiful. And then inhale, straighten. Bring yourself around to face the long end of your mat. Back into your Goddess, but now with your arms in cactus arms. And breathe, moving from heel to heel. Very lovely. And bring your hands down inside the thigh. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, push into your right arm as you come down to the left. And as you inhale, come to the front. And exhale, push into your left hand as you come down to the right. Beautiful. And then inhale, come to straight. And exhale, straighten and come to face the front of your mat. Take the right foot out, lift the back heel, hands to your heart. Wonderful. Take a moment here to feel this version of high crescent lunge, dropping that knee, pulling the pelvis back. Then from here, expand into a full crescent lunge. Beautiful. Follow the front of the spine. Really energize. Feel the space around you. And on the next inhalation, straightening up and stepping lightly to the front of your mat. Beautiful. And then breathing in, lifting up. And breathing out. Swan dive down. And breathing into a flat back. And as you breathe out, take your right foot out behind you. For this crescent lunge, which we're going to bring into a gecko, so left hand inside the foot, take a breath in. Drop that back knee, turn your palms over, maybe stay here or maybe come down on your forearms. Taking a moment to really marinate, to soak into this hip open on the left-hand side. Breathe. See where you can soften and let go a little bit. Pressing into the ball of your left big toe to draw that knee in a little bit. And then turning your palms over, straightening your arms and bringing yourself around to Goddess to face the long end of the mat. Heels are in, toes are out. Bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up. Wonderful. We'll take a slight variation here. So take the right elbow on the right leg and take the left arm over the ear. And you can move around a bit here as you feel into this Goddess, really dropping through the sitting bones. Beautiful. And then sweeping yourself over to the other side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Really tuck the tailbone under. Beautiful. Slow and juicy tonight. And then come around to face the front of your back of your mat. So your left heel is raised. Right hand to your chest. For a little bit of a crescent lunge again. And from here, lifting into the full lunge. Full crescent lunge, breathing in. Beautiful. And then breathing in, straighten. Bring yourself around to face the long end of your mat and drop the left elbow down to the knee and take your right arm over your ear. Take a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, come into the other side. Very lovely. And then from here, propelling yourself to the front of your mat again. Take your left foot out, lift the back heel and come into your little lunge. Dipping that back knee, tilting the pelvis back. And from here, expand into a full crescent lunge. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And on a breath in, straightening the upper body. Now take both hands down around the front foot. Slide that front foot back to downward dog. And you have a choice after that flow of dropping the knees into child, staying in a downward dog, or coming with me, rippling forwards to plank, breathing out, coming down to the mat, breathing and peeling your chest up. And the choice now is yours to rest in pose of the child or to rest in a downward dog. For 5 deep, deep breaths. 5 deep breaths. Stay close, stay with the breath. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to meet me sitting on your knees, back where we started. A little bit of a floor sequence. You're going to bring you might need a blanket or a cushion here. You're going to bring your left leg out in front of you, and your right foot is by your hip. So you might find that you're keeling over to the left, in which case take your cushion or whatever you've got and just take it underneath your left buttock here. And if you are somebody who has delicate ankles or top of the foot, you could roll something, put a flannel or a blanket underneath the top of the right foot. And take a moment to sink down into the hips. This is an internal rotation now on the right side. And it's also a nice opportunity to settle a little bit after some reasonably energizing flow. Feel the body, reconnect with the breath. And then from here, taking your fingertips out beside you, and take a breath in and really find length, find a lift. And then maybe you can creep forwards a little bit. Maybe you can creep forwards over your left leg. Maybe you can reach the foot, but don't make that your aim, just coming down as far as is right for you. And the aim here, I know it's quite an awkward pose, but the invitation is to see how much you can melt in the right hip and buttock as you come forwards. All the time lengthening the spine. Really soften the neck and the jaw. And breathe. So you are pulling your left toes towards you to engage the left leg. And very gently coming back up from this pose and seeing what it feels like to come into half Supta Virasana. So it may be that this is enough for you just to take your hands back. We're looking for a nice opening over this right quadricep. Maybe you can come down onto your forearms. If the right knee lifts, don't worry about it, but please don't tolerate any pain in the knee. Maybe you can come all the way down onto your back. Really dropping this right hip down. And if you want to intensify or accentuate sensation, take your left ankle and place it over the right knee. Maybe taking your arms over your head just for a few breaths. Just for a few breaths, letting go here, as much as you can. So this practice tonight is very, very much about deep release. We've released a lot into the hips, but also a lot of side body work with the gates. Quite a lot of quad work with the lunging. Stay close, stay with your breath. This is the kind of pose where you might notice that you're gripping, but maybe you can invite more softness back in. One more breath in. If your left ankle is on the knee, just release the leg out again and breathe out. To come out of this pose, sometimes it's nice to hold onto the edge of the mat and to press into your elbows and come all the way up. Or maybe you have another way of coming up. Lovely. And then let's release the right knee. Have a little bit of a rub here if you need to, all the way down to the ankle. And we'll take those poses to the left. So you're going to take your left foot by your left hip. Maybe you need to just take something under your right buttock here. So really you need to be able to drop down through both sitting bones. You might want to help the internal rotation of this left thigh a little bit with your hands. Fingertips out to the side and breathe in, really bright chest. And maybe you can come down a bit or a lot. Just coming down as far as works for you. Maybe holding onto the foot. So when I used not to be able to come anywhere near this pose, I used to take my right hand out to the side to kind of push into, to stop me keeling over. And then it felt a little bit more even in terms of coming down over the leg. It didn't seem to be any point in rolling all the way over to the right. Maybe taking both hands to the foot. And breathe here, lengthening the spine on the inhale and melting down on the exhale. Keep dropping into the left hip, dropping into the left buttock. And gently coming up. Taking your hands behind you. And this may be where you want to stay, or maybe you're able to come to your forearms. Maybe you're able to come all the way down. Maybe you take your arms over your head into goddess arms, cactus arms. And then it depends on you. If you want to accentuate the sensation in the left thigh, you could take your right ankle over the top of your left knee and see how that feels. Quite intense for me on this side. You can feel it all the way up to the front hip bone, all of the tissues around there. And breathe. Very soft now behind your eyes and inside your mouth. Very steady with the breath. Taking a full breath in and a long breath out. And sliding your right leg away if it was bent. And slowly coming and up and out, maybe holding the side of your mat, a little bit of engagement in your abdominal muscles. And gently releasing the left foot to the left knee, having a little bit of a rub. And we'll end the physical part of this pose. Look, my mat's completely gone. So in Upavista Konasana, in a very simple, wide-angled forward fold. We've done lots of asymmetrical, complicated poses. So let's take our legs out as far as they'll go. If you need to sit up on something, please do. If you need to bend your knees, please do. You're looking for a little tilt in the pelvis. Maybe use your hands to turn the thighs inwards. And then breathing in, find a lift and a brightness as you root down through your sitting bones. And breathing out, slide your hands down the legs. Maybe you can hold onto your big toes. So you can really pull on the toes to lift your chest. If that's not going to happen, you could hold onto your shins. Let's take 3 breaths, looking for length in the spine and an open chest without a view to touching your nose to the floor, which is what I know that you're all longing to do. And breathe. Long in the back of the neck, pushing the feet into the fingers if you're holding onto the toes. Take 1 more breath in, and then on the breath out, you can release your arms down in front of you, or your hands. Absolutely fine to have straight arms. And come to some very deep, slow breathing here now. Keep pulling your toes in towards you, though, to engage the legs. I'm beginning to count 4 for your breath in. And lengthen the exhalation, maybe to 6 to begin with, but you might find with time that your exhalation extends to 8 or even 12. And as you focus on the breath and the count, which is wonderful for stilling the mind, can you invite absolute softness into your throat, your neck, your shoulders, and all the area around your ribs and armpits? Staying very, very close to the breath. Very close to the count. Maybe noticing that you are able to yield a little bit more, soften a little bit more. And taking another full breath in, And a long breath out, watching your exhalation fade away. And then releasing the count as you breathe in and you very gently come up. And take a moment to feel the body. You can relax the legs. And taking your fingers behind your knees, slide your feet in together. Take your hands behind you. Take your feet far apart. And breathe in here as you fall back into your hands. And as you breathe out, drop your knees to the right, your eyes to the left. And take a breath in and out here. Really softening in the area around the pelvis. And then when you're ready to breathe in again, bring your head back to neutral. Lift your knees to the top. And as you breathe out, drop your knees to the left and your eyes to the right. And take a breath in and out here, really pouring your weight into your hands. And becoming very soft in all the tissues around the pelvis. And then bringing your head back to neutral, inhale, bring your knees back. And it's time for Shavasana. So making sure you're warm enough. And settling down onto your back. And in 3 minutes, I'm going to love you and leave you. I would recommend that you stayed longer in Shavasana than that. I would stay for 10 minutes. Allowing your feet to drop out, your palms to face the ceiling. Maybe taking some final little adjustments so that you're able to really find stillness. And the space and the time to simply notice sensation and to breathe naturally. If you chose an intention for your practice, making that present right now, bringing it into your heart space. And feel the whole body. And for another time tonight, inviting as much softness into your body and into your skin boundary. Your skin is the largest organ of your body. Can you invite absolute softness into the whole of your skin boundary? And let go. Let go.